Hey Tom, how are you?
No, not bad. Just hanging out.
Oh, cool. Hey, you know what I've been doing?
No.
I've been obsessed with the King of Monsters.
George of the Jungle?
Godzilla, of course.
Oh, sorry, way off base.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss Godzilla today. I hope you're excited.
Oh no, Godzilla!
Good one. All right, welcome to the nerdy phase. You have Tom here. Um, all we do is fight for democracy now.
For
If
democracy.
you're not spreading democracy, what are you doing with your life?
That sweet, sweet liberty.
A sweet liberty. But yeah, you can catch him playing Helldivers a few nights a week on
Mhm.
Rumble, and so he's out there existing more than he ever wanted to.
Indeed.
Then you have me, Serge. Once again, I'm also playing Helldivers. I'm also playing a couple of other games. I really need to be more consistent on streaming. Um, but here probably I'm actually looking to rebrand my Twitch name, lined it up with more of my other stuff. I'm just waiting for the name to drop because I accidentally created another Twitch account without really realizing I had one. So, but pretty soon it's gonna be Lieutenant Surge 66 because that's my gamer profile, and it's much easier and cooler than the Surge. But no, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Surge 1182. I'm on Twitch. Hopefully, many more soon to come. So, but hey, as always, let's start off with what we do. What nerdy thing have we done this week? You want to go first this time?
Yeah. I have started binging Dragon Ball Abridged. And
That's such a good one.
fantastic. Just overly dumb. And I appreciate the shit out of it. I've always wanted to watch through the entirety of Dragon Ball, just Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z in general. And it always was super slow. Then I found out about Dragon Ball Abridged, and I'm like, oh, it sounds awesome. But then I found out that it was kind of more of a parody than actual the show. So I'm like, I want to
Mhm.
watch, but I'm not going to watch that first. And then I finally found out about Dragon Ball Kai, but I didn't really have a good way to watch it. So eventually, I just said, especially with what was the guy's name?
Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, him. After I found out he passed, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's just start watching it. So yeah, I'm in the middle of the Android Saga
Android Saga. Okay.
Yeah.
On what, Abridged or Kai?
Abridged. Kai, I've uh, Goku is currently running down the Snake Road.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So speaking of Dragon Ball Z Kai, I know how we last week we talked about we gave a little tribute to Akira Toriyama, and um it's kind of funny because like we talked about the most famous quotes over 9,000, and then that's when I told you, dude, you might as well watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. It's the best version.
yeah.
I clipped that part and I uploaded it to the YouTube channel,
hmm
the Nerdy Face. So if you're not following the YouTube channel, follow us at the Nerdy Face on YouTube.
I'm not getting notifications. I've got notifications set. It hasn't notified me of anything.
Weird. I upload stuff like almost every day.
Yeah,
Um, but anyway, so that short got like 450 views
nice.
and 5 comments, and they hated what is it? It's funny. Uh, he goes, this guy, he said, "Man, fuck Kai. Rather watch OG. They fucked up too many parts on Kai to be better than the OG. Kai is great for reruns where people just want to get through, want to get to get through Super and know roughly what went on. But Kai's pacing is so fucked. They go faster, but it makes it feel off. I get skipping fillers and not liking it, but come on, doesn't excuse the shit pacing." Um,
Hmm.
so
I mean, I'd like to watch the original as well. So I'm definitely not
I
gonna dog.
I mean,
I don't have any I don't have any dogs in the game. One, two. I don't have the experience to be able to argue against it. So, duly noted.
I mean, I watched both. I remember watching the original in back when my camera's bothering me. I don't know why I keep zooming in and out. I'm sorry. So, see if I can fix it, but I don't know. I'm trying not to move and it keeps focusing. Sorry about that. But like I watched both. I even watched like I remember when Dragon Ball Z was on Toonami. Um you watched Kai, so you remember when they fight Raccoon, um one of the Ginyu Force people in the Frieza
Oh, I
saga?
haven't gotten that far. Well, yeah. On abridged, yeah, I'm already past that.
Yeah, on the bridge. Okay, yeah. So they fight Raccoon, right? He's the
Hmm.
guy with the orange hair, big hefty guy.
Yeah.
He so one of the things like the OG that the Kai doesn't do, he kind of does like a little pose. He's like, "My name's Raccoon. It rhymes with doom, and uh, you'll be doomed all too soon," or something like that. Um, so that fight in the original on Toonami, they would get past that fight. They'll beat the crap out of him, beat the crap out of Gohan and Vegeta, and then you'd see Goku right before Goku would arrive, and then it just ends, and then they start from the beginning. So they never Toonami wasn't airing it for a long time, and they finally aired it, and it was cool because it was the first time it's like new Dragon Ball Z episodes. So I got a chance to watch it live in the US when it first premiered. So
Oh, this is original. So what you're
hmm
saying is when it first got released, you watched all the way up to said episode, and then they started just rerunning those
uh-huh.
episodes because they didn't release them yet, at
Right.
least either to the States or just on
Right.
Toonami in general. And then, okay, so then you saw the world premiere of it on.
hmm
Okay, well, that's
And then
cool.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, I watched it when it first came out, episode by episode every week. I never finished it because Dragon Ball Z Kai, they ended it on the Cell Saga,
Hmm.
and then it was like years later they released the Boo Saga exclusively on Nickelodeon. I never saw it. So,
Hold on, let me double check and see exactly where they're at. Go to
but
Kai. So I am on episode. Where are we at? Season 1, episode 5. So I guess they released everything this morning. So you've got. So it looks like they're releasing like 4 episodes a week, maybe 5 episodes a week. So I
dang,
guess at like 1:30, episode 4 ran, and then 2 o'clock, episode 5, 2:30, episode 6, episode 7, episode 8. So I've got so I've got 3.5 episodes left to get caught up on this, but Shenron appears. The Saiyans arrive
have
sooner than expected.
you been watching it with Evan?
No, he's with his mom. He's going to be with his mom for the week, but it's one of those things. He never finished Avatar with me, so I'm like, well, I can't really trust him to want to watch these things. I'll probably try to get him to start watching them and everything. We'll
On
see
this
what
end,
he
it's my
does.
fault. I got my kids into Dragon Ball Z Kai,
Hmm.
and they begged me to watch it, but I've been distracted by other things, and I'm just like, I don't want to watch it right now.
Yeah,
I
I
think
get
with
it.
that we got to the Frieza saga. Like he just turned Super Saiyan for the first time in Kai,
Freezer?
so which is a good moment too.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about that. I can go on forever. It's just little things. Tribute to Akira Toriyama. So, but see, this week, the nerdy thing I've done. I mean, not a whole lot. I mean, I did play a little bit more Persona 3 Reloaded this week, and it's kind of cool. Because if I'm not playing Helldivers, I'm playing either Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth or Persona 3.
And how much of it did
Um,
you stream?
None of it.
Slacker.
That's what I'm saying. I need to be more consistent in the stream. I just hang out with my wife. We're in the same, we're in the same room, just playing our game,
I mean, hell, even if
talking.
you don't have your mic or camera on, You can still play it.
Yeah, yeah. So I might do that.
I mean, so
But
one of my favorite YouTubers, oh my god, what the hell's going on with my throat? Ugh. There's STFU and play. Shut the fuck up and play. And all he does is VR games because a lot of times you watch these games and you've got a bunch of like stupid commentary of like these younger YouTubers just screaming and yelling the entire time, just trying to beg for the clicks and likes and everything. But
right.
sometimes I just want to watch gameplay.
Yeah, okay. Fair. I might do that. But another thing too that we did, I did a TikTok of it, but then me and the kids yesterday, Barnes Nobles from like 4 to 6, they had this One Piece event.
Hmm,
Um, it was it sounds cooler than what it was, but whatever. I mean, we got some free shit, just like little propaganda, not propaganda, like promotional posters promoting the new manga, stuff like that. Because that's the reason why they did it. A new manga came out, and it's Ace's story, which is Luffy's brother. But so they did that, and they did some trivia. They did some. They had music playing in the background. My ego was kind of like messed up a little bit because I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this trivia, no problem."
oh
Eh, But then they started getting into questions like, how many mangas have been released in the U.S. I'm like, I don't know, I don't follow the U.S. shit. I watch this all in Japanese. Who waits for the U.S. to catch up? Because I'll never finish the show.
yeah.
Um, and then like and I was decked out with like a One Piece. You see my One Piece hat? I have a One
Mhm.
Piece hat. I had a One Piece T-shirt. I had One Piece socks, One Piece shoes. So I was pretty decked out. And then like 40 minutes after I got there, these people come out and they're like cosplaying One Piece characters, all women, and I'm like, lame. You guys just stole the show. Because like the crowd, I look at it like these are like guys are just like I don't know. I feel like they just lived in their mom's basement. I'm
Mhm.
the only one there with kids. I
Yeah.
think there's one other person, but you know, it did smell a little bad. I just hate the stigma the stereotype that nerds get. I mean, that's the stereotype, unfortunately, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can, you can still be a nerd, have a family, have a hot wife, you know, and still have an actual social life.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
it's one
guess
of those
it just
things that's
yeah.
the stigma of being a nerd is like, oh, you nerd, you neck beard, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, I ride my bike, I played sports,
hmm
I work a 9 to 5, married, kids, I like to go camping.
right?
I always tell people like I don't do everything, but I've done everything, in terms of because I never played basketball, but despite never playing basketball, I could still go out there and play horse with somebody and get first, second place sometimes.
Yeah, but like, and they had a raffle to win free stuff, and I'm like, I stole like three of the kids' tickets because like they're kids, they don't care. And I'm like, dude, I have a high chance of winning because I have 5 tickets,
Yeah.
5 tickets. Um, and the cosplayers all had one each, and they won the trivia questions, and so all three of them, all three cosplayer people won the trivia questions. I'm like, okay, this is stupid. So it should have been one per group, you know.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. So they got an extra. They all had 2 tickets each. I'm like, okay, cool, it's whatever. They won 2 of the 3 prizes as
It
well.
was rigged.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, statistically, that's very improbable. It was probably rigged, bastards.
So that's what I thought. I was like, okay, because and I really wanted like the prize was either getting a little figurine, getting one of the new mangas, or getting the new. Because also that day the new a new deck came out for the One Piece card game. I was
Mhm.
like, I kind of want that deck. And they ended up not giving the deck away. They ended up giving away an extra figurine. So I go to try to grab the deck, and the cosplayer chick grabs it, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be buying this." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was gonna look at it, but sure, whatever,
No, so
go
I was
for
gonna
it.
go get it for my kids. No,
So,
you should have.
I
Hey, had your kids there. It's like, yeah, little
yeah,
Timmy, he's got cancer.
And it's
I was
kind
gonna
of
buy it
funny
for him
because
because that's all he wants before he dies.
like when they were there, um, a lot of the guys were just around there talking to them, and I'm like, is this the first time you've seen a girl? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right.
you know, so, but it's whatever. I was like, okay, you know, I was just sitting there playing with my yo-yo as I was killing time. But that was about the nerdiest thing I've done this week. It was cool. If you go to the Nerdy Face TikTok, like and subscribe to that too. The Nerdy Face TikTok, they had a secret menu that they made for Starbucks. One Piece themed Starbucks drinks.
Hmm.
So we got the Luffy, which was like a pineapple lemonade berry thing.
Mhm.
It was like $7. It wasn't that great
Yeah,
for a
no, I
medium.
don't go to Starbucks for that reason. Yeah,
So,
I forgot we ended up going.
but whatever, it was fine. I mean, it was an experience. It was part of the experience.
Yeah.
Kids loved it. It was okay. It was more like a slushy, not necessarily a coffee thing. But if you're into Starbucks, willing to pay the extra money, this is an advertisement for Starbucks. Is advertising for the Nerdy Face TikTok because the secret menu recipes are on there. You can save it to your videos and try them out. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
but
I forgot last night we went to the zoo. There was a Chinese lantern festival. Of course, there's no lanterns there. Everything was
that's
all
cool.
these not animatronics, but just these like statues of different animals, butterflies,
Hmm.
zebras, giraffes, whatever. Um so the I guess the reason why there were lanterns is because they had a like a lantern or a kite material like wrapped over the exoskeleton and everything, and then they had all the lights inside. So I guess you could technically call them lanterns. There's some displays that were really pretty, especially the butterflies. But um, they had a drink over at Starbucks that I wanted to go get, but I was already in line for a hot chocolate. I thought it was I should have gotten closer and looked at it because I wanted some caffeine. It ended up being hot chocolate, but they put some rum chata in there. So
Hmm.
yeah, there was nothing alcoholic over at Starbucks. So alcohol, no alcohol. Got to deal with kids. Alcohol it is.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, oh, that's what I'm trying to thought. Oh yeah, the St. Louis Zoo,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I would if I lived in that area, I would probably be there like twice a month because it's free. Is it still
Yeah.
free?
Yeah, it's still free. I mean, obviously certain things are paid there, like the dinosaur the kids slash dinosaur area is a paid attraction. Trains
But
paid,
still,
but everything else though. Oh, also I think if you want to go pet the manta rays or stingrays, you gotta pay for that too. Yeah,
yeah, that's
stingrays.
that's still like I mean,
But everything else, yeah, just to walk around, yeah, totally
we
free.
have the Dicker Park, the Dickerson Park Zoo. I'm sure
Hmm.
you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
We have that here, and you have to pay to get in, and
Hmm.
then you got to pay to feed the giraffes, and then you got to pay to feed the animals, then you got to pay to ride the train, then you got to pay to take a shit.
Yeah.
That's exaggeration, but that's
Obviously, yeah.
just how it is. You
It's not
know,
a
it,
bad zoo though. Like it does have some, interesting displays and everything. But yeah, no, St. Louis Zoo is I think probably the biggest or the largest free zoo out there, and they don't mess
hmm
around. They take we take a lot of pride in our St. Louis Zoo.
yeah. So, but other than that, I haven't really done anything. I mean, same old anime for me. Um,
Yeah, other
nothing's
than
really.
Helldivers, there's really not a whole lot going out. I
So
mean, we'll probably get into nerd news. I'll mention the SpaceX stuff, but like that's
yeah.
the only other nerdy thing that I did.
So I mean, yeah. But let's just get into nerd news then, right?
All right.
So nerd news. One big thing that's going on. This is the biggest time of year for Steam. The Steam Spring Sale. You know, um, what are you gonna buy? That's the question you should be asking yourself. So, last year I bought like $100 worth of games and got them for like $30.
Hmm.
Only beat one of them. The other four just sitting in my library. So, was it worth it? I don't know. Sometimes I just buy games and they're just there.
Yeah, that's kind of a good portion of my library. There's some stuff I like. There's Shadows of Mordor. that I still want to play through. 'Cause apparently, it's
Yeah.
actually a good game, but I just haven't touched it. I do want to pick up. Apparently, Final Fantasy VII is available on Steam, the original.
OG. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the
That would be
OG.
cool.
I think it's like $5 or something. It's on sale. So I
Really?
might pick that one up just so I could finally say that I played through it. There's also EA had a bunch of games. I want to start picking those up. There's a big
That's a really
bundle.
good sale on
I think it's like
Jedi
$5.
Survivor.
Oh, Jedi Survivors are on sale.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the price at it? What's the sale? I mean, I don't need
Mm,
specifics. What it was like,
I
40
don't know.
bucks, 30 bucks?
No, a little bit more than that.
Oh,
It's
I
on
was
my
just talking
wish
about
list.
Tiberian Command and Conquer games.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Tabletop Simulator's on sale too.
Oh, you should pick that up.
It's half off.
You should pick it up.
Um, let's see
Yeah,
here.
I totally think it'd be fun to have a stream in VR.
For tabletop?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we do yeah. I mean, one, we could stream playing a game in tabletop, or B, we could totally do a podcast in tabletop, or just anything in
I
VR,
love
really.
good
But
board games. Yeah,
yeah,
it's 55% off right now. Jedi Survivor. It's $31.49.
that's not bad. Yeah,
Not bad at
that's
all.
the price I'd be willing to spend on it. Luckily, Johnny already bought it for me, but
Your sugar
I'd buy
daddy.
it. Yep. Well,
So yeah, I mean, it's a good sale. I usually pick up a few games during that time. Sometimes they just sit in the back burner. Um,
yeah. When I
like a lot
retire
of
and don't have
games.
any responsibilities, those games will be played. But until then, nope.
Yeah, yeah. Right now I'm just playing mainstream games, but
Mhm.
so. But while we're in the before we get into your SpaceX news, since we're in the realm of games, Power World is releasing the first raid and a new boss. PAL's released. So, revealed, not released. So, I know Power World lost some traction, but maybe, hey, they'll get some people back in. It's a good thing that they're upgrading, adding new content despite it still being early access. Now I do want to mention something because uh we had this discussion with I had this discussion with some few people, and especially on IGN's Facebook group, they were talking about like, oh, what's gonna be game of the year, and people was like, oh, it's gonna be Power World, it's gonna be Power World. I'm like,
Nope.
Power World is ineligible for game of the year right now because Power World is not officially released
Oh, good point. I think it's going
because
to be Helldivers personally. I don't see how it
um
can be.
yeah uh the thing is with remember Baldur's Gate 3 that got game of the year in 2023. That
Hmm.
game has been in Steam early development for like 3 years,
Hmm.
2-3 years.
Yeah, you're probably
You
right
could have
about
got
that
it.
then.
So they're not going to put a game that's still in early development. This is still the beta, technically. So
Yeah, they're going
you
to
know,
miss their window because honestly, I think after next year it'll probably. I mean, I think people still hop on and play it and everything, but with the survival games, I don't think I've ever seen a survival game that maintains that much traction. I mean, there's obviously your pockets of people who play them because, like, I know people who hop on Valheim every once in a while. I know people who hop on what is that Ark or whatever it is, the dinosaur one.
Arc, yeah. Hmm.
They play it every once in a while, but nobody goes back, and it doesn't have the same following as Call of Duty Online or something. So
So yeah, but the other thing too, like so with Power World, it being so popular, like the studio is, they said the massive profits that they're getting are too much for them. It's like they're too big for a studio our size to handle. So they don't. I mean, they made quite a bit of money. They made about 10 billion yen, which in context to us is like 62, 67 million.
mhm.
So for us, so that's pretty good. 67.2 million. But they don't know what to do with all that money because they didn't expect it to be so big.
Yep,
So
that's why you
I
invest. Put that money in a bank account, start using that money to hire more people, start some new projects.
yeah, that's what I think they should do. But I think I don't know what they're gonna go for it. So, and then the other thing in gaming news, um, did you ever play the Pokemon Scarlet Violet series?
I touched him a little bit. I haven't gotten down on him yet. So yeah, Evan played Sword and Shield. He's almost done beating Shield, and I'm telling him you can't play these games until you can't play because we've got Scarlet. Yeah, it's like you can't play it until you beat this. Like, come on, you started a game, finished the last boss, then do whatever you want. But he has not beaten that yet. I mean, he started it. And I've seen some gameplay, but I'm aware of it. I know some of the mechanics continue with your
I was gonna say
story going on.
because engineers have created a lifelike replica of if I say this wrong, Pokemon fans, don't castrate me, please.
Do it.
Miradon. It's the legendary on the cover. It's the violet one, the futuristic. But they created a replica of the motorcycle it can do, and it transforms and everything. So it's pretty cool. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. Um, I don't think. I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna go on sale for public. I think this is the guy that's just like, oh, cool, I did it, and then some collector's gonna want to buy it and have the only copy. Just how it goes. But and then the final piece of gaming news that I have, you remember what won the most anticipated game of 2024 on the Game Awards? I'm playing it right now. If that's a good hint. Oh, you're I can't hear you. Did you get muted? You're muted, Tom.
Yeah, I muted myself. No, Final Fantasy. Yeah,
Yeah, it was the most anticipated game of 2024. Um, but sadly, it hasn't performed very well. Um, like it had a real weak debut, and weaker than Final Fantasy 16, and so this kind of raises alarms for the franchise, the Final Fantasy franchise. Because they've Final Fantasy 16 didn't have that strong of a debut either, and Final Fantasy 7 is way weaker than Final Fantasy 7 remake. So
I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. I think the thing is, it's just the audience playing it, the target audience, they intended it for newcomers and oldcomers, and it was targeted to all sorts of people. Like someone like you who's never played Final Fantasy OG
Mm-hmm.
can go in and play the Final Fantasy 7 remake and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and go from there. I think the big reason is that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is essentially a continuation slash standalone game. Does that make sense? So I think people are disappointed in the fact that all that work they put in Final Fantasy 7 remake, the only thing you get from it is just a summon. Like I put in 80 hours in this game, it doesn't continue from there. I get a summon. Bullshit.
Yeah,
Like it essentially starts you over, resets all your stats, resets all your materia. It's like you start the game over, and you like now since I'm playing. I mean, I think it's great. The mechanics, everything. I think it's a huge improvement over a remake. The map, everything, but I seen like some stuff like you see some characters from the original from the remake doing the same thing. So it's just kind of like, you know, in
I
other
mean, for me,
words,
I'm strictly just speculating, but I think I think a lot of people are getting tired about remakes and revamps and everything. I think a lot of people just want new content. If they're going to spend money on stuff, they're probably going to want on new experience versus old experiences. You got that too.
Mm-hmm.
I think if people are going to spend money, because how much is that game?
$70.
Yeah, $70 for a part. I mean, how many hours of gameplay was the first one?
Mm,
The part one. I mean,
I think I got like 50, 60 hours out of it.
okay. Do you think you could get more, or did you?
Well, I think this one's gonna be more because I'm only on chapter 7, so I'm about halfway through the game. No, I'll probably get about the same,
Well,
but I'm about
so
halfway through the game and I'm on 26 hours in.
so how much? So that's how much you played. So that I assume you beat the game. So did you? Was how much replayability is there? Is there more side stuff you could have
So,
done?
yeah, I could have done more side stuff in remake. The problem with me that I put it went back on the back burner because my PlayStation 4 died,
Mhm.
and I ended up getting a PlayStation 5. And I just never went back to play because I'm like I didn't want to start over.
Yeah.
But once you beat the game, you can redo any chapter you want in hard mode. And then there's extra battles that you can do, like hidden bosses, things like that. So
So I guess here's the big question: is like obviously it has replayability, but how replayable do you think it actually is? So if you're going to spend $70 on a game that I could, because I mean, let's look. I've got 40.7 hours on Helldivers right now, and I want to go back for a lot more. I'm super excited for the new stuff to come out. So based
you
on
don't have that there.
what?
They don't have that the same I can't speak.
Oh, yeah,
This the same excitement that Helldivers creates. You don't have that in the Final Fantasy VII remake or rebirth.
yeah.
Um, and I think, like I said, the main thing I think that killed rebirth is, you know, like it wasn't catered to those who played Final Fantasy VII remake.
Hmm.
You know, you you can go in and play Final Fantasy VII rebirth and kind of get the idea of it. Get the I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't, you can play it and understand the story of what happened.
Yeah.
You know, they maybe make a reference on one or two places and from the first thing, but like it's not like significant references. You know, you see the character and you're like, oh yeah, he was in remake. Oh cool, this is so cool. Oh wow, and that's it. They don't even talk about what happened.
Okay.
So I think it would have been a lot different if it was like an actual disc two. Does that make sense?
A disc two versus a completely and totally different separate game.
Well, it could be a totally separate game so they can get their money. I mean, because that's what companies want. They want their money.
Yeah.
But it should be like, do you have save data from Final Fantasy VII Remake? And then you're like, yes, and then you can just get all your stuff back. Everything you had in Remake.
So you couldn't do that?
No.
See, that's
It makes you start over completely.
no matter
Like
what.
even
So even if you had played on your PS5, nothing you done would have mattered for part two.
no. I think that's the main I think that's why it
Hmm.
had such a weak debut. Because all you got for it was just an extra summon. So
Yeah, it's yeah. I feel like one. I think a lot of not just game developers, but TV shows, movies, and everything. Nobody is catering to their core audience. They're trying to branch out and make things for everyone. But here's the thing: is if you want to make something for everyone, create a new IP, a new game,
right.
new everything. Uh, two, $70 for another game. Like I don't know if anybody out there's noticed this, but your dollar isn't buying as much as it did. This time last year, this time 2 years ago, this time 3 years ago. Inflation's a thing. So if you're going to ask me, so I'm quite sure if the financial market was better, it probably would have a sizable percentage of more people buying the game. But I don't think they're making the game worth the $70 based on those few things that you're mentioning, especially not having
Mm.
like great replayability. No.
Like only reason why I got it is because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I mean it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It is a really good game. But I was very disappointed when I went into the game and it was just like, oh, I have to start all over. Okay, whatever. So like, you know, it just doesn't pace well.
Mhm.
So and it still has and they're supposed to they're supposed to finish it in one more game, so this is supposed to be a trilogy. But the thing is the first one, the whole place the whole city it takes in, it doesn't take the whole game to do that, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know how they're going to end this one with fitting everything in. Um, especially with me being, I just know how many chapters are. I don't know what the chapters are called or what you're due because I don't want to ruin that surprise. So I really avoid all sorts of spoilers for it. I just wanted to see how long the game was. Um, but based on where I'm at, there's a ton of stuff to still do. Um, so what people don't realize in the original Final Fantasy VII, the third disc is just the final boss, just the final area. That's it. So,
Hmm.
so I'm curious to see how they're gonna. I mean, I'm sure they can do it, but there's still a lot to cover, and I'm just curious to see how they're gonna do it all.
Yeah. Only one way to find out. That's just by
Yeah, I
playing
wait
through. So,
6 years later, I'll finish it.
yep.
Because this is 4 years in the making. So, I'll be almost 50 by the time this game comes out.
Yeah.
So, but that's it for gaming news. There was just a little bit of stuff that I kind of looked up. You said you had something on SpaceX, Tom?
Oh yeah. So SpaceX just did another Starship launch the other day. This was their third launch of the full Starship. They were able to successfully get Starship into not into orbit, but at least were able to hit orbit velocity. They went ahead and so pretty much started off. They launched the whole ship with both the booster and the actual Starship together. They were able to do a hot separation, meaning they were able to detach the booster and the Starship away from each other. And then they tried to have I thought they were going to at least land something, but no, they had plans to do a hard splash landing on both units. They were able to do the hot separation, but they lost contact of the booster in
Hmm.
atmosphere, and they were only able to get. They were supposed to have three engines going. They were only able to get one engine continuously lit, and then the more important thing. So Starship itself, they were able to get the Pez door open and closed just to make sure that the actual machinery is going to work out in space after launch. They were able to successfully do that. But the most amazing part was they had a bunch of cameras on it. So during re-entry, you just saw that plasma field going on it, and oh my god, what a beautiful sight! They ended up losing contact with it via the Starlink connection and everything.
Hmm.
I haven't. I need to go and figure out exactly what where it landed and everything. But
Isn't
I watched it live.
is isn't SpaceX ahead of NASA? Sadly,
I mean,
or
as
is
of right now, I mean,
unless
SpaceX
NASA's
is
just hiding
NASA.
something? Oh, is it? It's all
Uh,
together.
I mean, so SpaceX is obviously still independent, but right now, for if they want to get anybody to the space station, any U.S. personnel, they'll shove them on the Dragon capsule, and they'll just do a normal Falcon 9 rocket. They'll get them up that way, and then so their transportation right now, a lot of military assets are being launched via SpaceX as well. And of course, they've got so right now they're a private entity, and whoever's going to pay them money to get something to space, they're doing it.
Yeah, Elon Musk has money to give anyway, so
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of him, but in terms of SpaceX and Tesla, um, they're doing wonders. I
yeah.
can't wait to see what happens in the future. I mean, I don't think I will be on a spaceship, but I'm quite sure, if Evan wanted to spend a couple grand, he could probably go up into space and hell, maybe even orbit the moon for, like I said, just a couple grand at that point.
Yeah, that's my I call it unrealistic goal. I have a couple of them. I would love to see Earth from space.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean,
and
I want a fucking zero G, but
well, the unrealistic goal is if the military came to me and be like, we're just looking for a few good men to pilot pilot Gundams or giant robots. We're gonna fight kaiju's, which we can segue into that a little bit. Fight kaiju's, which are giant monsters.
yep.
In other words, in Japan, they're gonna train me to fight giant monsters and giant robots named Gundams. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah.
So I'll fight for country for my country in that point. Um, yeah, SpaceX is doing a lot of cool stuff. I'm it's a cool company.
Oh yeah.
Now, final piece of news. There's a laptop that's a gaming laptop that was out, but I don't care about that. But the final piece of news I want to touch is Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So
Yeah.
it's the hot news right now that the fight's gonna be on streamed on Netflix, which is pretty cool. Um, Jake Paul's talking a lot of shit. Does he? Does he? He's like what, 26? He's got one of the most expensive Pokemon cards in the world. um, Mike Tyson's 57.
He's 27. Jake
27.
Paul. Yeah.
Mike Tyson's 57.
Hmm.
Um, dude, Mike Tyson has the record for the quickest knockout ever. I think it was like 11 seconds in the first round. He knocked someone out in 11 seconds.
Yeah. Honestly, I've
He's
been watching their sparring and their training and everything, and
dude. Have you seen Jake Paul's kind of like he's just like,
yeah, these
and
big
then
wide things, yeah, and then he's
Tyson just comes in like an animal.
God, like a fucking animal. Man, I would not want to fight that guy. I think Jake is going to get murdered.
Yeah, I mean, if Jake wins, it's because they paid off Tyson. Now I heard all sorts of stuff saying that there's a bunch of stipulations that the fight has that Jake Paul and Logan Paul are going to be fighting. They can tag team. Um, and some other things that that's disadvantage to Mike Tyson. But Mike Tyson, I mean, I don't care if he's 57 years old. That guy's an animal.
Yeah,
And
here,
then
just a random video that I saw. Let me just share this real quick, just for the viewers. I'm quite sure people have seen it, but the guy, 57 years old, still just a beast of a human being.
yeah,
Come on, get to. Oh yeah, here we go.
I mean, just look at him. Like, you don't want to fuck with this guy.
No, you don't.
I mean, I think the only person that really seen him get to him was Holyfield.
Yeah.
But I mean,
bit his ear off.
yeah, I mean, because it got to him. But a lot of people have weaknesses. Holyfield just happened to be Tyson's weakness. It's just that thing. I could just picture, Mike Tyson's like, okay, listen here, Jake Paul, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, Jake Paul, because that's the way he talks. It's just great.
Fantastic.
I don't know why he has a list, but don't punch me, Mike Tyson, if you see
Brain
this,
damage.
please. So probably.
Yeah.
But you ever see The Hangover?
Yeah.
Or like the dude, if Mike Tyson punches you barehanded on the side of the temple like that, you're dead.
Oh yeah.
You're dead. There's no way you're gonna get up from that. You're fucking dead.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't murder that. Remember that? What, a year and a half, 2 years ago, something. Some kid on a plane was like all up in his business and everything, and then Mike Tyson started throwing haymakers at him because he just wouldn't leave him alone. I'm like, we know he wasn't punching him as hard as he could.
No.
I don't know if you saw any of the clips. Do you know what I'm talking about, though? Did you see any of that? Okay.
I've seen it before. Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Mike Tyson, I truly believe he gets a good, hard, clean hit on the side of your head, if you survive, you're gonna have serious brain damage.
Oh yeah.
So
TBIs.
But Uh, but it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna I'll probably me and a couple of friends are gonna maybe just one friend, I don't know. They're gonna since I have the OLED TV, um we're gonna and I have Netflix 4K that I pay an astronomical amount for.
Mhm.
We're gonna watch it there. I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
be
I think it'd be
driving
cool.
to Florida or driving back from Florida that day. I forgot, but regardless, it's gonna be our vacation week, and I will be not available to watch it, which is kind of depressing. But I'll probably watch it as soon as I
Watch
get
it on
home.
vacation. Just rig your TV and watch it at night.
No, I'm gonna be driving
The
when
whole
it's live.
time?
When it's live,
Oh, just pop your phone and watch it.
yeah, right. Hey, hey, Ember, I need you to drive for a little bit. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
honestly,
all
she
you gotta do.
probably would, but honestly, I get if I can't. I don't. It's not that I can't be in the passenger seat, but if I'm in the car too long, especially if I'm looking down, like either playing on my Switch or playing a video game, I get so car sick. So
Oh
I'd
yeah, me
rather
too.
I'd rather just drive for 12 hours straight.
Old age.
Yeah. Well, no, even when I'm a kid, like younger, no. I've been the wheel man for so long. No, I'm just gonna drive. I'll just
So,
watch it when I get home.
but hey, before we get into our main topic though, why don't we have a word from our sponsor?
All right.
All right, so um, we have we're sponsored by Dubby, and it's a great energy drink. So I just want to share a little story because lately I've been a little tired around certain times of the day, so I've been getting energy drinks, and one day this week I got this energy drink called Alani. They were around 6 o'clock. I was good in the afternoon, but then I came home around 6, and I just started crashing. Um, throughout the day I was a little jittery, and then I got home and I crashed. I was just so even more tired than what I was. So yeah, and that's the great thing about Dubby. You're gonna have the energy with with no jitters or crashing. So
Yep. No
Dubby's
calories,
gonna
no
be able to do that.
sugar, no maltodextrin, whatever the hell that is,
Yeah,
no fillers, and no artificial colors.
yeah,
It is a coffee-based extract, so it is more natural than a lot of these other things that they're shoving in your energy drinks. But for me, I have the hydration because I don't know. I drink my coffee in the morning, and then if I drink any caffeine after 5 o'clock, good luck going to bed on time.
yeah. See, and if you get the sample count, $20, you get this, and then 3 things of the caffeine Dubby and 2 things of the hydro right now,
And they just released
and
3 new anime cups.
3 new anime cups.
Hmm.
Oh shoot, I gotta get those. I didn't even know about that. But if you want to save money on that, I mean, I can help you with that. Promo code Surge, you save 10% off your next purchase. So
Or
use
go
it
to
all you want.
Linktree and follow the link there.
That's right. So yeah, Dubby, highly recommend it. Good flavors. Um, you know, I like it a lot personally. So, but anyways, let's get back to the show. All right, and we're back. Um, so I mean, nerd news always good to chat. So earlier today earlier in this podcast we talked about the King of Monsters, and no, it's not George the Jungle,
Yeah, sorry, King of the Jungle, King of the Monsters, whatever.
but we're gonna talk about Godzilla, and the reason we're gonna talk about Godzilla is because Godzilla minus one is won an Oscar, an Academy Award for best visual. Was it best visual? I have it here. Hold on. Best visual effects. And quite frankly, that's a huge win for Godzilla. So, now, for those who aren't familiar with Godzilla, who is Godzilla? Well, Godzilla is a prehistoric reptilian monster that's awakened and empowered after many years by nuclear radiation. with the like nuclear bombers of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the Lucky Dragon 5 incident. And the Lucky Dragon was a boat that took like 5 voyages in 1954 and ended up near nuclear fallout. Um, from Castle Bravo, it was a Castle Bravo nuclear test, so that's who Lucky 5 is. So that's why the incident. All those were incidents are still fresh in the Japanese consciences, and so they conceived Godzilla as a metaphor for nuclear weapons. You know what happens if you nuke too much? You get Godzilla. Um, and others have suggested that Godzilla is a metaphor for the United States as a giant beast woken from its slumber that then takes vengeance on Japan. So, because the bombing of Pearl Harbor, you know, but it doesn't line up with the bombing of Pearl Harbor because Godzilla was invented in 1954. So, when was Pearl Harbor? Wasn't after that?
42? No, 42.
Oh, okay, so maybe it does conceive from
December
that.
7th, 41. December 7th,
Okay,
1941.
so yeah, that's so.
Bombing was 3 years later. Hold on. When was Hiroshima? 45. August 6th,
45.
45.
So yeah,
So yeah, 4
so
years later.
1954 is when when Godzilla was invented with all these. I mean, it was still pretty fresh, I guess. I mean, at that point, so don't bomb.
Yeah,
Nuclear
3
war
days
causes
later.
Godzilla.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah, 3 days later was Nagasaki.
So, but a little. So Godzilla has starred in 38 films, 33 Japanese films. They're produced and distributed by Toho Company, including Godzilla Minus One. Um, 5 American films, 1 produced by TriStar Pictures and 4 produced by Legendary Pictures. He's appeared in countless other entertainment mediums, which include comic book lines, novelizations, video games. Godzilla's Godzilla's a big part of pop culture. So he's a little bit of everywhere. And I'll touch a little bit on that pop culture. Growing up,
Sorry,
um,
I just want to make the comment, but I really want to see this movie. So the budget was between 10 and 15 million dollars for that one. For Godzilla King of the Monsters, it was 170 to 200 million. Godzilla versus Kong was 155 to 200 million
yeah,
dollars. However, though, domestic King of the Monsters was 110 million. Versus Kong was 100 million, where it was 107 million. That's worldwide. What's domestic? Over 50 million. So literally a tenth of the budget and about half of the domestic box office.
yeah, and it won an Oscar.
And it won an Oscar, unlike the other ones, and that's again, I need to see it, but based on everything that I've seen, though, the movie itself kind of went way back into telling the story of what's going on. You actually, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, overall the storytelling was a hell of a lot better.
Right.
They weren't super reliant on just being Michael Bay bullshit. And honestly, on the Godzilla movies that I have watched, you only see Godzilla for a couple minutes, and then you don't even see him doing all the
Oh,
destruction that you want to see.
yeah, like so I watched I mean they're coming up with Godzilla Kong, the Empire. I don't know what I can't remember. It's called Kong Empire. But I watched Godzilla vs King Kong or Godzilla vs Kong, and it wasn't great. When the humans were talking and interacting with the humans, I'm like, and then when the monsters fighting, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm here to see. When I watch Godzilla, I'm just here to see kaiju, giant monsters. That's what they call them in Japan, kaiju. I'm just here to see these monsters fight and kick the crap out of each other.
Yeah,
You
you just
know,
want to see big explosions. I mean,
right?
don't get me wrong. I know that's kind of counterintuitive what I just said in terms of
Well, Godzilla does have a good story. I mean, if you watch the other ones, Toho does a really good job, like making the humans like Godzilla and stuff like that. So I don't mind that, but at the same time too, like you these Hollywood filmed ones, the humans are just boring.
Yeah, and
So
it's not just Godzilla.
yeah, so I mean, like we'll get a little bit, part of the Godzilla's abilities, the atomic heat beam, or atomic breath. It generates nuclear energy inside his body, and he just blows it up. Um, so that's what I want to see. Now, I do have to say, when in the King Godzilla versus Kong, when Godzilla and Kong fight, that is pretty epic. Um, I got to see that scene again. Um, I saw it on my TV originally, but then I got to see it again in one of Best Buy's um home theater rooms that they dedicate.
Nice.
Um, Dude, you can feel like, first off, when he breathes, you can like you can feel it like all around you. Like he comes here, then he moves it. When you hear it from the left, and it is it's intense. And then finally, when he gets it direct on King Kong, just blowing around his face, the whole room starts shaking because that's how powerful the sound is. It's fantastic. So if you happen to be in, I don't know if St. Louis has done those remodels yet. The design center remodels,
Mm.
premium.
I
But
don't
if
even know
you
where the closest Best Buy is right now. Like I know I had one practically right around the corner, but they closed that one down.
but if you ever
Um,
go to a Best Buy, they're doing a lot of remodels for it. I think it's not called the premium room or premium design center.
mhm.
I don't know what they call it. I think it's you know it's supposed to be the premium design center. If you have one of those, check it out. Go to one of those rooms and really ask them to watch the King Kong versus
Side tangent.
Godzilla fight.
I don't think people appreciate good sound systems as they did maybe even like 10, 15 years ago.
No,
Because it used to be you'd have like a big TV and then you'd go get yourself your 5.1 surround sound, get that set up. Honestly, even if people didn't have the greatest TV, they'd still do that. But nowadays it's like, all right, we got the nice big flat screen. Maybe we'll add the sound bar, and that's about it.
I
You don't really see anything else.
soundbars have killed that technology, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is soundbars is just one simple wire, right? Um,
Yeah, power and audio, and sometimes just power, not even
it's
audio.
cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Hmm.
Like I have a soundbar that's a Samsung soundbar. It sounds great. So I mean, granted, I don't think it sounds as great because my ears are now tuned to that stupid premium shit, and
Yeah.
I really want a Martin Logan speaker. um, but I mean, we'll get into that. And I think with something like that, we'll have a special guest who's also a big audiophile,
Hmm.
so it'll be fun to talk about. It's what's his name? It's one of my buddies. His name is Dagan, but he's on our Discord, Grand Vinyl. The guy who
Oh,
was
okay.
talking about, yeah,
I had a feeling that was him.
yeah, he's a huge audiophile. So, but I think he'll be good to have for that. So, but like here, look at all these. Let's see here. Let me share my screen real quick. Cause look at all these Godzilla movies that they've made. They have an official Godzilla website. It's just Godzilla.com, so you can kind of see everything they have. Like,
Academy Award Best Visual Effects showed up right there in the top right hand corner.
yep. So look, get 15% of your first order, Kaiju 15, because that's was 1954. Look at all these movies, and Godzilla has so many cool monsters everywhere. You know, and of course, this is the one from just recently, Mecha Godzilla.
Hmm.
So it's just super cool. Mothra's a popular one. Mecha Godzilla was another popular one. Gamora. So see King Gamora or Ghidorah, whatever. Godzilla fans are gonna kill me now. So, but they have all these movies. These are the ones that um came out recently, like Shin Godzilla, and then the Godzilla -1. So those are the big ones. And then here's the ones Hollywood did.
Oh
This is the
god, that
one you
came
were
out in
talking about.
'98. I didn't realize it was that. I thought it was like 2000 because I thought one of the commercials was like the ball dropped and everything, and then Godzilla
Yeah.
came in and messed some stuff up.
Oh, I
So
didn't realize Roland Emmerich did it.
mhm.
And I mean, Roland Emmerich is not a bad director, but I don't think he was made for Godzilla because Roland, you know, he likes to do disaster type stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like 2012, The Day After Tomorrow. So that's his big thing. So I guess he tried to make Godzilla. I mean, as a kid, I loved this movie, and even P Diddy. Well, at the time he was what was he? He wasn't going by P Diddy
Puff Daddy.
or Puff Daddy. He was at that time he did Sean Combs.
No, it was Puff Daddy at that point.
But the song that he debuted with this one was Sean Combs.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Okay.
it was a song called "Come with Me." It was a song for Godzilla. It was more like a rock song instead of his typical rap.
Yeah, they
So,
I can't. I, I know what song they had in the background. What was the name of the song?
"Come with Me." So, and then and this is the Godzilla. So this the 2014 marked an era called the. So yeah, I'll hear again. Like they got Godzilla, then 29 King Monsters, Godzilla vs Kong, and then the new one. Um, so with those movies coming out, they marked an era like some sort of Universal Monsters or some sort of Godzilla series that they're making. So because actually goes Godzilla, then Godzilla King of Monsters, and then before that they did a movie called Kong Skull Island, which then ties into Godzilla vs Kong, and then
Sorry, real
Godzilla
quick. I
Kong
want to go
the Empire.
back just because I literally looked. It's been driving since we mentioned it's been driving a very quick hole. But yeah, come with me, Puff Daddy. So yeah, it is by Puff Daddy at that point in time. Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin is featured in it because it is based off Led Zeppelin's Kashmir is the music sample that they use in the
I thought you went
background.
by Sean Combs at that time.
Nope, you're wrong.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure it says Sean Combs when I watched the music video.
I'm looking at it right now. Puff
The
Daddy.
music video?
Puff Daddy. What?
Okay.
Yeah, everything. No, the music video, I'm going through and scrolling through. Yeah, come with me. Wikipedia. Puff Daddy song.
Okay.
I've done told you.
Did you change it in Wikipedia?
Yes. I'm a mod.
So, but I mean, Hollywood is trying to create like a Godzilla franchise. And they started off with that thing, but they added Kong to the franchise.
Hmm.
That's why they so like I was saying, King of Monsters. It's Godzilla, King of Monsters, then Kong Skull Island, which I never saw, and that's how Kong gets introduced to Godzilla.
Yeah, I
It's
saw a
kind of
little bit of Skull Island. I was during 2020, during the whole COVID thing. I ended up going to my gym that I was going to at the time, and they have this one room where all it is just treadmills and bikes and rowing machines and stuff where you just stand there and just watch a movie. So I probably watched about
yeah.
10 minutes because I think I only ran a mile. So it's like 10 minutes or less that I was watching it. But yeah, so I would like to get down on the rest of the movies. They're just not readily available and I don't feel like searching for them just yet. But
HBO Max.
yeah, then I got to start spending money on HBO Max. I'm already spending. Yeah, honestly, I need to talk
I
to my wife and just like drop a few of our other ones that we're paying on and just
so
straight to HBO Max because they've got so much content.
speaking of this, I mean, little rabbit trail. The Netflix is I figured out why Netflix has a lot of the HBO Max stuff. Um, Netflix is partnering with HBO with Max, which is because it's not HBO Max, it's not called Max, which is actually really cool. I see it advertised all the time. It's I mean, if you like ads, it's cool, but it's $6.99 a month. You get Netflix and Max
Hmm.
for $6.99 a month. I mean, it's got ads, but
I assume for
it's
like
worth.
12 or 13 or $14 a month, you get both without ads.
I don't know. I don't pay for Max right now. I only pay for Netflix. But it's I think it might be worth it because I mean, I know Netflix right now is really good. It's got a lot of cool stuff on there. It's got it's got some like I'm pretty sure it's got the Godzilla movies. So, but but yeah. So not only so we've been hitting the movies too. Godzilla.
No
Uh,
commercials, $15 a month.
so if we hit the how much
15 a month for no commercials.
for both?
Yeah,
That's good.
not bad.
See, now you have leverage. You can talk to Amber about that one.
Yeah, that's
Because I think HBO Max also has the partnership with. I keep saying HBO Max. It's just Max. Max has the partnership with Adult Swim, Rabbit
mhm,
Trail. Sorry,
yeah,
but it's got the uncut version of Rick and Morty on there,
yeah.
which is worth watching. So, um, so we were talking about songs. Puff Daddy has a song with Godzilla. Come with me.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with Kesha?
Yeah, no question.
She has a Godzilla song too. It's funny.
Oh God.
It's about like Godzilla liking video games and French fries, and
You know who
it's pretty
else
funny.
has a Godzilla song?
Oh,
Blue
Blue
Oyster Cult.
Oyster Cult.
Yep.
So does
Godzilla.
I, God's Blue Oyster Cult's actually a legitimate Godzilla song. Um, Eminem also has a song called Godzilla, which has nothing to do with Godzilla, but it's just called Godzilla. So, um, but the fun fact, that song at the very end, the last 30 seconds is one of the fastest raps of all time. It's
Yeah.
really cool. So if you haven't heard that song, it's a really good one. So yeah, I mean he's in pop culture, like even before you get into video games portion of it, like the word Zilla. I mean it originated from Godzilla, but now Zilla is you know associated with like monsterish things and like
Yeah.
oh no, you
Bridezilla. Yeah.
Bridezilla, Modzilla. They put Zilla at the end of things, and it's just like she's gonna turn into a real Bridezilla. So Firefox, Mozilla. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
No,
I
it
don't. I
is
know.
a definitely part of the cultural zeitgeist.
Hmm. It's really really cool how they do that. Um. So video games. I mean, the Godzilla video games are hot garbage.
Oh
Ninety
yeah.
percent of
No,
them.
because they're not standalone games. They're all based off of whatever movie came out at the time.
Yeah. Um. But the one I played two of them. I played one on the original NES. It was just called Godzilla, War of Monsters,
Hmm.
and it was like this little tactical thing. Let's see if I can find it. But it was kind of this like little like grid, and it was just you walked around it, and then you fight monsters, or you can fight which one called it? Like enemy tanks and whatnot. It was it was so dumb, but for whatever reason, I loved it on NES. So it was no, not oh it's a what was it called? It was not Godzilla 2. I had it wrote down. Now I can't find it.
A great game was Rampage.
Yeah, Lizzie was based off Godzilla.
Yeah, it wasn't Godzilla, but yeah, it was a Godzilla game.
Yeah. Um, it was called Monster of Monsters. That's what it was called on
Yeah,
the
I need
NES.
to watch that movie too. Can't imagine it's that bad. But at the same time, though, it's like I'm surprised they didn't just like turn that one into the Godzilla movie or the Kong movie,
Which one?
Rampage. Because yeah, it was the Rampage movie that came out a couple years ago with The Rock.
Oh yeah, that movie was so bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you
but
see it?
that's it right here. So it's kind of cool. Like they did new game, but you know how there's a password. If you go to the password feature, You can turn on a password called Destroy All Monsters. Right off the bat, every single monster comes on board. Um, it was kind of cool because I used to do that code all the time, and that's the only thing I played. Like you fight the different monsters. Like, see, there's Hedora, and you just attack. Like it was like a fighting game type deal. Um, it's so bad, but
Yeah.
I for whatever reason I love this on Nintendo. It was one of my favorite games growing up.
Yeah, not as bad as the ET game, but damn near close.
Yeah, see the little grid. It was like a
Yeah.
strategy type game, you
Well,
know.
hexagons are the bestagons.
And so, it was just really funny. And that's what I grew up playing. Um, so and then the other one I did was it was a fighting game on the GameCube, Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, Melee. So bad. So they just haven't. I mean, they're making one on the PlayStation 5. It's supposed to debut later this year. I think, but um, that one looks promising. But at the same time, too, it's like, you know,
Jesus, there's
is
one
it
that came
though?
out in 2014. Oh, it's a PlayStation 4 game. That can't be good.
A PlayStation 4 game? Yeah, they can't. They're so let's see here. Uh, this one. This is the Godzilla game, and for PlayStation 5 that's out in Japan only. It it, it looks interesting. I mean, the graphics look decent. If if it's gonna be like this, I would be down to play that. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
if
just
I
looks
mean,
like a fighting. I mean, so I guess is it what, a two-player game? Is it a one-player game? Because yeah,
it's
when
a
I'm looking
one-player
at,
game.
yeah, it's one player, go around, smash buildings. Like
It's
I
just,
wouldn't spend any more than like $15 on the game if I
yeah,
were
that's
to
what I'm
buy it.
saying. This looks like the same thing I was just showing you, just in better graphics.
Yeah,
So, you know, but they're just not the greatest.
no, no, any adaptation game like what was it, the Alien vs Predator game? I only played a little bit of it, but I always enjoyed that one just because you got to play as like the three factions. You got to play as the alien or the predators or the humans, and you actually got to go around. It was not quite an RTS, but kind of
Right.
RTS esque.
The only Aliens vs Predator game I remember was on the Super Nintendo. You're a predator and you're just fighting against all the other aliens.
Yeah, not that one. I think this is a Xbox 360 game. Is
Oh,
that
I
what I'm
don't know
thinking
that one.
about? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But yeah, no, it was fun. It's not. It's kind of like a top-down shooter.
Right, right. So,
Oh, wait a minute! And there was this one Predator game that came out not too long ago. It was I forgot what type of game you call them, but pretty much there's one person playing as a predator, and then you have like four or five people playing as humans. So
right.
pretty much either so it's 5v1, but of course the one is OP and can turn invisible and all that kind of good shit. That's one game I want to play. There's a few of those games I wanted to play though. There was the horror one that came out where like you're literally running around as Jason.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
kill all the
yeah.
teens. There was one game that I played that was that type of game, and I absolutely hated it. Bring Katie trying to have me play it.
Speaking of
Libraries
games,
tomorrow, but
Godzilla
whatever.
even has its own board games too. Like
Yeah.
they did this collaboration, uh Godzilla Jenga.
Oh God.
I don't know how it is to play, but I mean I guess Godzilla does some stuff, but still it's a Godzilla Jenga edition.
Yeah, you probably like either roll some dice or I guess whatever turn it is, you're supposed to do whatever the card says.
Yeah. Um the one I wanted to play was this one here. It was Godzilla Tokyo Clash. Uh it's on Board Game Geek. We got to do an episode of the board games here too.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, this one here was only Japan only. Oh shoot, I just messed up my thing. There you go. think it was Japanese only, but it looked fairly cool. I mean, I would play it. So just as a strategy game, Tokyo Clash.
Yeah.
So, but Godzilla is just FYE. You have all sorts of. They have Godzilla, a section for Godzilla merch.
Hmm.
So Fall Guys. Um, you have they did a collaboration with Godzilla. You could buy skins. So I
Well,
bought one of them.
Godzilla and Kong were in uh, Modern Warfare. Oh my God, Warzone.
Were they really?
Yeah, yeah. There was I only played a little bit of it. It was a little intense, but pretty much Godzilla and King Kong. Yeah, Kong were like on two separate sides of the island, and they would just go around and just start destroying stuff. And one of the objectives was to try to get as much lead in them as possible. They gave you so many points. I forgot what all it was because of course I died pretty quick because I suck at that game. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
then at the very end you got to extract or something. I forgot all the details, but no, they were in there. And then of course you had to make sure that you weren't getting shot by the nuke beam or whatever it is, the atomic beam or whatever the hell they call it.
His atomic blast,
Atomic blast. There
breath,
we go. Yeah.
something like that. Huh? I didn't know that. That's
Hmm.
really cool.
Yeah. No. Look, you could easily find that stuff on
I'm surprised
YouTube.
I
But
missed that. I
see,
usually follow that kind of stuff.
yeah. Well,
So
you don't do a whole lot of Warzone stuff though, so
it's true.
yeah.
So um, Godzilla even spawned its own anime. I mean, as big as an anime fan I am, I haven't watched any of it.
Are you
It's
talking
on
about the
my watch
Netflix one?
list. Huh?
Talking about the Netflix one?
Well, that's only places I found it.
Yeah, no, it's out there. Overall premise is Godzilla, somehow showed up on planet Earth and everybody was evacuated. People have been living on these ships for hundreds or thousands of years or
You
whatever.
talking about the planet of the monsters?
Yes, I mean that's the one on Netflix, I assume.
There's there's one on 27. There's Planet of the Monsters, the City of Edge of Battle, the Planet Eater. Looks like it's a trilogy.
Yeah, so far
Yeah,
there's the three movies because yeah, they're all like an hour and a half long
yeah.
movies, and there's like aliens involved, and I mean I wish I could explain it better, but it was just so weird. It was hard to follow. The second one they had Mecha Godzilla, um,
Huh.
and they were this alien race was going to turn all the humans into them, and of course the humans don't want to be them; they want to be humans. So they ended up destroying the Mecha Godzilla, even though the Mecha Godzilla was going to, save the world from Godzilla. I mean, I'm not saying don't watch it, but I don't think you're missing a whole lot.
Huh. I don't know. It's on my list, but I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, watch it just so we can make fun of it at some point.
I the 1998 Godzilla movie they did.
Hmm.
They did a sequel to that in cartoon form. It was called Godzilla series. It was a cartoon series. It was super bad.
I bet.
I watched it. I watched some of it because that would be cool, but it was not cool.
Yeah,
Not
it's
cool at
it's
all.
so hard to make good content based off of a giant monster destroying a city. Unless you've got actual well, like Pacific Rim. Like honestly, I think Pacific Rim was a great movie. Like it
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
it wasn't like anything super fantastic, but it was just a fun, mech versus kaiju film. And
right.
sometimes
That's
that's all
that's
you
one of
need.
those things. Yeah, I I didn't like people. I got criticism of like why'd you like the movie when they were? I was like the acting wasn't as good. I was like the human parts were boring. I'm like I didn't care. I watched it to see giant robots
Hmm.
fight giant monsters.
Yeah.
I saw that in IMAX and it was epic.
Yeah, I bet.
So
Yeah, no, the certain clips, I like so the one with the Bryan Cranston in it, the first one, I didn't hate it. Just wasn't
I
anything that made me want to. I wasn't rushing to the box office to go see the second one, and I still have yet to see the second one.
yeah, the second one is the best one. The second one actually,
Is that the
Godzilla.
one with 11 from
Yeah,
Stranger
that's the
Things?
first one Millie Bobby Brown is in. But in this one, he actually fights monsters and stuff like that. It's more of it, The human parts are okay, but it's I think it's one of the best one of this franchise that they're doing.
Hmm.
So I mean, the fight with King Kong and Godzilla, and then when they do Mecha Godzilla, it was great. You know, I don't know why they're bringing King Kong into this franchise, but overall, I thought the fight was great. Like, 'cause that's all they care. I just want to see giant monsters fight,
Yeah.
and that's where Toho, the Japanese company that does Godzilla, they do it right. They've been doing it since 1954, and theirs is just Godzilla, giant monsters appear, and Godzilla is the silent protector of Japan and comes out, because Godzilla's the king of monsters. So that's where he got that title.
Hmm.
So, you know, but then, the 98 Godzilla, they had to make it all, oh, she's just protecting her
Eggs.
eggs or whatever like that. I'm like, "Oh my god, why?" It's not Godzilla is not like that.
Yeah.
Godzilla just wants to fire
Well, they
atomic breath in your
had to
face.
give the monster motivation.
There's some Godzilla's like Vegeta, okay? He
Yeah.
just wants to fight.
Yeah.
And he
Right.
doesn't care about you or anybody else. He just wants to fight monsters to prove himself that he is the king of monsters. So that's Godzilla for you. Not a whole lot. I mean, there's not a whole lot more on Godzilla as far as what spawned out. Um, it really like we kept saying, it's really become a popular part of our pop culture.
Hmm.
So I don't. My kids love Godzilla. They think Godzilla's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, who doesn't think a giant? I mean, again, who doesn't think a giant monster destroying a city isn't cool?
Yeah.
Until it
So
happens to you.
which it could if
Yeah.
we keep nuclear bombing Hiroshima.
Yeah, because we do that every day. Uh,
Keep testing enough nuclear places, and our nuclear test site. Godzilla's gonna emerge from one of those one day, and then
hey,
that's
if it
when we'll
wasn't
have.
for nuclear test sites, we wouldn't have SpongeBob, Bikini Atoll.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's the whole. You haven't gone down that rabbit trail yet.
No.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally a thing. So Bikini Bottom, Bikini Atoll. They're thinking the reason why there's everything under the sea, it's because of the Bikini Atoll test. But nah, whatever.
Hmm.
Which more times of the U.S. being dicks to people. Don't get me wrong, I love my country. God damn it, does our government do dumb things? I'm like, hey, we're just gonna kick all these people off these islands. Oh, we're done with the nuke test. All right, everybody go back on. Who cares if you have an extra arm growing?
So the nuclear stuff just reminds me of Fallout.
Oh yeah,
Fallout 3 especially. The people who were affected by nuclear radiation. I can't remember what they're called, but they were just ugly people.
oh yeah.
And and I just remember like um anytime I saw them, they were like, there's this one time I went underground and I saw this whole family of these people, and I'm just like, oh God, no, this abomination can exist. And they had kids that were messed up. They were messed up. I fucking murdered them all because I didn't want them to exist. So of course my alignment went down to evil after that one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I killed them. That was my purpose in life in Fallout 3, just killing those
The ghouls. There we go.
the ghouls. Yeah, and some ghouls were good, but no, I
Yeah,
just
not
murdered.
inherently all of them were bad.
No, I just murdered them because they were ugly.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. Like Godzilla probably disappointed in me because I turned into a Zilla myself,
Yeah.
a Ghoulzilla. I don't know.
Yeah. You turned into a monster on the way. Because
So
who are the real monsters in these stories, Sergio?
Godzilla, the humans are the real monsters.
Oh yeah.
If you look at it, like especially in Kong versus Godzilla. Um, you know, Godzilla saved them from the three-headed dragon Ghidorah, whatever. I'm gonna get castrated by the Godzilla cult.
Yeah.
And then they bring him back. You know, so yeah, they bring him back with Mecha Godzilla by accident,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, the Godzilla just wants to go home in
Yeah.
these movies.
You guys are waking
So
me up for this bullshit? No.
I'll probably go see Kong the new Empire with Godzilla and Kong. Um, movies like that to me are entertaining. They're good theater watch. Um, they may not be the most good movies, but it'll be a cool thing to watch. So,
Oh yeah.
but that'll be coming out in March, so it'll be a good thing to watch, and we can make fun of it later.
Yep.
But anyways, I think that's about all we have on Godzilla. Um, there's really a whole lot to talk about. We can nerd out about the movies, but we haven't seen them all. There's just a lot to watch.
Yeah.
Um, we'll when Godzilla -1 comes out on some streaming services, I think we'll talk about it, watch it, and be homework.
Yep.
I'm curious to watch it anyway. I watch it with the kids. It's just in Japanese with subtitles though, so
Yeah.
be
I'm probably
warned.
gonna start looking at some of the other new ones that come out, and I'm probably gonna start watching those here soon. Just because we start talking about it, I'm like, oh god damn it! Now I got to start. Actually, now my interest has repeaked, so now I got to get back and watch those.
Yeah, I guess I'll go watch it when it comes out in theaters. I'll take my boy. I'm sure he'll like watching it.
Well, let's
So,
find out what's on Netflix right now.
but yeah, as always, I should probably mention this in the beginning, but I'll put the link tree at in the video description, and as well as the in the video. If you watch it, you'll see the link tree there. Find us. Tom is on. Well, I won't tell you what Tom's on. He can tell you. I'm on Twitch, which is the Surge of 82. When that changes, if you're still following me, you won't even notice, but I'll tell you the change when I get there. Um, and then just find everything else. Just this nerdy phase: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Just search nerdy phase in any of those, and we're guaranteed to pop up right away. And we're doing constant videos on there. My TikTok has become trendy, not trendy, but I've become.
Getting
I've
some
been
views.
filming dumb stuff on there.
Yeah.
So, little things I'm doing, you know. So, like One Piece event, I filmed a thing on the merch we got. Um, Helldivers, I filmed something with, but for real, if you're not playing Helldivers, you're committing treason. This is a fact, okay?
Oh yeah. All of you
So,
court-martialed. Court-martialed.
In fact, officially today, we're not fighting for democracy. We're not committing treason. This is now the Helldivers podcast. I'm just kidding.
And copyright. Oh.
We can't be the Helldivers podcast, but it's been a lot of fun playing that game. A lot of cool content coming out. So
Yeah, fantastic
but
community. So many good memes. Oh man, it's good.
so, uh, but anyways, I think that's all we got. Tom, where can they find you?
Yeah, come check me out on Rumble and YouTube. So I do my live streams on most Tuesdays, every Thursday, and most Fridays midday. So my Tuesday and Thursdays after 8:30, and Friday, somewhere around noon, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. But I do my live stream on Rumble, and then I will go ahead and upload the cleaner versions. When I say cleaner, I'm talking about nothing where it's like cutting out every 2 seconds. And I'll post that on YouTube, so actually get the full experience there. Yeah, so come check me out at Mobile Ninja Gaming on Rumble and YouTube.
Mobile Ninja Gaming. And you spell it how now?
Oh yeah, MOB1LEN1NJA. So just replace the I's with ones, and you're good to go.
It's also on the link tree. So
Yes,
click
and on the
there,
link tree.
you'll find us there. So I know the link tree says Surge Reviews, but it's all the same thing.
Yep.
I just did want to make a new link tree, just
Yep.
keep it easy. So, but hey, be sure to like and subscribe us on all social media, Nerdy Phase and Mobile Ninja Gaming. We would love your support. We can only get bigger by you guys. We can only do so much marketing and whatnot. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies, tell anybody. I don't care who it is. If a cockroach can subscribe, it's cool. We'll take it.
Cockroach.
All right. As always, Nerd Fam, I think I want to change that. But hey, stay classy.
Deuces.